Well, a lot of people are benefiting from the building boom in San Francisco, but is there a hidden danger hurting the city's poorest neighborhoods?
Tonight, we investigate what experts say are hidden within the raw materials needed to fuel this building boom. Here's investigative reporter Jackson Vanderbecken.
Bless this magnificent edifice.
San Francisco officials recently hailed the $1 billion Salesforce Tower as the tallest of 20 new skyscrapers that will soon reshape downtown, all built with millions of tons of seemingly harmless concrete. But just 3 miles away,
take a deep breath.
A little boy from one of the city's poorest neighborhoods struggles for air.
How does it feel when you have an attack?
It feels hard to breathe, and it feels like your chest is just closing in.
11-year-old Marcus Cage is a 5th grader at Bayview's Carver Elementary. School officials here say the student's asthma rate is more than 60% higher than the national average. While Marcus wants to play football, doctors advise him against outdoor activities.
I stay in the house a lot. My dad prevents me from running.
12,000.
For the last year, retired chemistry professor and environmental activist Ray Tompkins has been testing Bayview's air to find out what's behind the asthma epidemic.
That's ground zero, and it's radiating out.
He's talking about these 3 cement companies near Pier 94, Cemex, Central Concrete, and Hanson Aggregates.
There's a constant air, the dust leaving those piles. You can see the dirt going down the street, coming off the truck.
His air monitor measures tiny particles that are 2.5 microns wide. They're 1/30th the thickness of a single strand of hair and can easily get trapped deep in the lungs. Experts say such particles can invade the bloodstream and lead to lung cancer and even heart attacks.
Is this an invisible killer?
Yes, it can be.
At San Francisco General's Child Asthma Clinic, lung specialist Dr. Robert Blount believes that bad air is contributing to the Bayview's epidemic.
They're coming into the hospital with exacerbations, sometimes even coming into the intensive care units.
I couldn't breathe when I was sleeping, Mommy.
Yeah.
Garen Wagner's mother says she installed an air purifier at their home near the city's southern edge, but her son still has asthma attacks.
So how do you feel when you hear him struggling?
Helpless.
If this air district map is any guide, the Bayview area, especially the area around the 3 cement plants, is engulfed in the tiny particles tied to asthma.
Because I was just kind of in awe.
When she was a Golden Gate University law student, Khalila Ahmad wondered what had been done to limit the dust from the cement plants.
A facility hadn't been inspected in 5 years, yet their permit had been renewed consistently.
One plant wasn't even permitted. Another was processing 3 times more dust-generating sand than its permit allowed. Many of these notices of violation were issued last year after Ahmad started asking questions of air quality officials.
We have done and we have evaluated the effects of those cement plants.
Phil Martin, a scientist with the Bay Area Air Quality Management District, wasn't familiar with the plant's permit history, but he says the air in the Bayview is only marginally worse than the rest of the city. He blames its health problems on the stress of poverty, high crime, and limited access to health care.
So as far as you're concerned, then the only differentiating fact from the Bayview is that they have higher crime?
That's
higher poverty?
Higher poverty, higher crime, higher levels of stress in general, and in this eastern half of San Francisco, relatively high pollution levels.
He also said the cement plants emit a less harmful type of dust that is 4 times larger than the particles Ray Tompkins has been tracking.
Those coarse particles that are not a big health concern.
But this industry study found cement plants do emit the tiny particles. And we took data that Tompkins gathered near the cement plants to Peter Weiss. He is an environmental chemist at UC Santa Cruz, and he says he did see the high levels of the harmful particles.
It does suggest that the neighborhoods, the schools, the people that work in close proximity to these industrial facilities would definitely be at risk.
Are you mad about this?
Passionately so, because it's my friends, neighbors, and people I grew up with dying too damn soon.
It really bothers me that this community has to fight tooth and nail to get some recognition, to have their problems acknowledged.
In San Francisco, Jackson Vanderbecken, NBC Bay Area News.